This year, 16 AD, Germanicus inflicts multiple defeats on Arminius and his army, and a Shin dynasty force is destroyed while in the western regions. Welcome to the Yearly Histories, where we will highlight the major events that take place in the Common Era, year by year. Last year, we saw the Roman army and Germanic tribesmen clashing in Germania, and Sejanus becoming the sole praetorian prefect in Rome. We start off this year in the northwest, with the Roman commander Germanicus planning an ambitious seaborne invasion of Germania. Over the winter, the Romans worked constantly to construct a fleet of 1,000 ships for this endeavor. This is the third campaign season in a row in which Germanicus has led troops across the Rhine River, after raiding the Marsi, Chatti, and Cherusci, and capturing Thusnelda, the wife of Arminius, who has been a thorn in the side of the Romans in past years. Germanicus knows that Arminius has to respond to his vicious raids into Germanic territory and is looking to take him out once and for all. The fleet embarks from their side of the Rhine and exits to the North Sea. Once landing at the mouth of the Weser River, their armies meet at the Battle of Aetas to Viso. The Romans, with the Chauci tribe on their side, inflict a serious defeat on Arminius' army, wounding his uncle, Ingwimir, and Arminius himself. Thousands of fleeing tribesmen are cut down, and those who attempt to swim across the Weser are skewered by projectiles, while others simply drown. Tacitus has this to say, quote, "From 9 in the morning to nightfall, the enemy were slaughtered, and 10 miles were covered with arms and dead bodies, while there were found amid the plunder the chains which the Germans had brought with them for the Romans, as though the issue were certain. The soldiers on the battlefield hailed Tiberius as imperator, and raised a mound on which arms were piled in the style of a trophy, with the names of the conquered tribes inscribed beneath them." Unquote. While licking their wounds, the sight of the insulting trophy constructed by the Romans enrages the Germanics, and they decide to attack again, thus beginning the Battle of the Angravarian Wall, as they launch an attack against the Romans positioned next to a wall of earthworks. The Romans under Germanicus are victorious yet again, and they capture the 2 remaining standards which were lost in the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 9 AD. After this second major victory, Germanicus is recalled back to his position on the Roman side of the Rhine by Emperor Tiberius himself. On the return journey back to the Roman camps, the fleet is met with hailstorms and a torrential downpour in the North Sea. Dozens of ships sink, men and horses drown, and those who are lucky enough to make it to shore are captured by their Germanic foes on their fleeting attempt to return to their home base. Germanicus is devastated by this sudden blow, and even reportedly offers to jump in and drown with his men in his grief. Nonetheless, Germanicus is now a hero to his men like never before, after finally avenging the infamous Battle of the Teutoburg Forest and humiliating Arminius through the campaigns of the past years. It's safe to say he now lives up to the name he inherited from his father of Germanicus for his own military exploits against the Germanic tribesmen. Moving east, in approximately this year, the exiled Roman poet Ovid completes another of his famous works. In his 9th year of exile, he completes Tristia III, describing the sadness of banishment in Thomas, and his reaction to finding out his works are banned in Rome. Over in China, Emperor Wang Mang believes he finally has the opportunity to deal with the rebels in Shiyu, or the western regions, who rose up in the town of Karashar and killed the Chinese protector general. He sends an expeditionary force, which makes its way west, and en route is ambushed, but not annihilated. The injured contingent still arrives at Karashar and massacres part of the population before returning to China. This seems to have sent a message to prevent any other towns located in the Tarim Basin from repeating the actions of before. We will leave this year, 16 AD, with Germanicus defeating Arminius' army twice, the Romans recapturing the remaining lost battle standards, and a heavy storm battering the Roman army. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to be notified when the next iteration of the Yearly Histories will be released. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next year in 17 AD to continue the fascinating stories of the world of antiquity and cover its major events.